Alrighty, everyone, it's time for another video. So, California wants info on the illegals being arrested. So, the Democrats, quite simply, are going to be losing some votes from these illegals that are being tossed out of the country. It's too bad the Democrats destroyed their own party, by the way. And by the way, if you see people talking about ICE or read it in an article, ICE stands for Immigration and Customs Enforcement. So it's pretty interesting. I just got a little bit to talk about here, and then we'll just call it good. But anyhow, let's go over this. Despite saying he'd only target dangerous criminals, President Trump's executive orders target practically every undocumented person in California. Well, if they're undocumented, they're illegals, correct? And if they're illegals, they could be potentially dangerous to American citizens, correct? So, and he said he'd get them the heck out of here, as far as I'm aware. So he's doing what he said he was going to do. Anyhow, the article, which I'll have linked, talks about 3 million illegal immigrants. And this is just pertaining to California, so I suspect nationwide we probably have 30 million or more. And then we also have the 500,000 friendly refugees. So we got to take them into account. That was from another article I read. 500,000 from the last guy, the last president, who brought over some friendly folks. Anyhow, so if we take, I'm just messing around here a little bit. So if we take some figures, Donald Trump, without a shadow of a doubt, had the popular vote. Even though people wanted to argue and complain that Hillary had the popular vote, Trump won fair and square. And Trump is that one who actually had the popular vote. My mini rant on this will be slightly amusing. So essentially, 35.5 million to 30 or 63 million votes, Hillary to Trump. So I think if we take away those 30 some, let's just say 30 million illegals voting, take them away, you got 35.5 million to 63 million with the election. If you take into account the mainstream media collusion, let's say that takes it down to 20.5 million. Because they made a joke of Trump, they made a joke of Trump since the get-go. In my opinion, they slightly, somewhat, to some degree, promoted his assassination. When they had the guy on CNN that tried to jump him on stage the next day, rewarding him. So essentially that communicated to everybody, hey, if you do this, you're going to be rewarded, type of deal. So if you take the mainstream media collusion, so 20.5 million votes for Hillary to 63 million Trump. That's not even adding to Trump. So we'll just keep it like that. If you take into account all the celebrity worshippers who just bow their knee to whatever their favorite celebrities' opinions are, and not sticking to their own, having some sort of emotional attachment to whatever celebrity they're worshiping that they love and adore. They're not having their own opinion. They're just getting upset if whoever they follow is upset at whatever political stance they oppose. So if you take out the celebrity worshippers, that would be with what all of them that oppose Trump. Let's just say that takes it down to 10.5 million to 63 million. And we'll get back on track here. I'm just having a little bit of fun, which it should be its own video, but nonetheless. And then if you take it away the foreign funding of Saudi Arabia, and others I'm not 100% aware of, but that's the one I can remember. Take away that, you probably have 0.5 million, so 500,000 votes to Trump's 63 million. Just having fun with some figures. Just ballpark guessing. I think she would have got 500,000. But anyhow, the celebs said they'd leave in toleration, or rather intoleration, but have stayed in toleration, opposite of what they said. Staying in the United States, so their fear tactics of the dreaded Donald Trump failed. All he wants to do is, lower taxes, protect people from terrorism. No matter what your opinion is, protect you from terrorism. And all that stuff got blocked, and his every move is getting blocked, and they're trying to just delay, block, make him out to be a horrible president. That's what they want to have. They want to have they want to be able to report on his failings, his non-delivery. They want to trip him up everywhere to make him out to be the worst president, which is actually funny, because that was another thing I heard, which was, I forget who, but I wanted to do a video on it. But based upon 1 month in office, someone said Trump is the worst president of all time because he tried to protect people from terrorism, because he's bringing jobs back. He wants people to have the jobs. All the companies, he's forcing them to stay here. He's forcing their hand to stay here, giving them good incentive to stay here and help Americans versus go everywhere else and collapsing our economy. So very interesting stuff. But let's continue on here. We got way off track. In their letter, DeLeon and Rendon said that 74% of California's non-citizens. What's a non-citizen? Is that an illegal? Is that another word for an illegal? I suspect so. So 74%, 3/4, just about, of California's non-citizens live in households with citizens, meaning mass deportations could separate spouses from each other or children from their parents. This is the kind of stuff that the mainstream media is doing. They're going to be using all these ridiculous arguments, emotional appeal, to make Trump look like a meanie, essentially. They want him to look like a meanie because he's trying to fix things. So, however, the thing is, they also have it where Trump said he won't target the children. Yet, if the parents are illegals, that could cause problems. However, mainstream media, get the record straight. The illegals themselves started the problem. They wouldn't have had that problem if they didn't break our laws, come here illegally. So, just quite simply have some other solution to it. Offer to get their whole family unit the heck out so we can stop paying for the illegals their whole life costs. $7 billion annually, I had read in an article. Absolutely insane. Just financially crippling the country. The Mexican jihad, I call it. I don't know if people want to call it that, but that's just what I think of it. So it's quite a threat. It's quite a threat. And we got people in the country protecting it. A foreign group of people over here illegally. We got people allied in this country to that foreign group of people, protecting them. That is sounding a bit like treason to me. That is sounding a bit like treason to me, in my opinion. That's just what it sounds like. I don't know if it qualifies as it, but it sure sounds a bit like it. But anyhow, we just need to get them out. Trump is fulfilling his promises. So, but the media's goal is just all this dumb emotional appeal, make Trump look like a meanie, have the celebrities complain about him, have the media just collude more and just complain about him. Everything he does is bad. I understand what you're doing, mainstream media. But Trump is doing what he said he'd do. Media is saying, I think I saw it in a headline. Probably New York Post. I think it was on the side. I was looking at one article, and then on the side, it was saying, it said something like Trump is failing his promises. No, he's not. Number one, he's facing a world of opposition. So that why isn't that the highlight? Two, he's actually fulfilling his promises. So you are laughable, mainstream media. You're an absolute joke. You don't represent the American people, or at least the majority of the American people. You have a huge, huge agenda. All of us are biased to whoever's policies we most agree with. You know, I don't like being constricted to any which party. I'll go based on what their policies are. So yeah, we just need to, quite simply, forge our own uncontrolled media, our uncontrolled, non-bought off, non-New World Order media. So that's what America needs. America needs, I think it's something like 6 corporations control all the media industries, and they can have their fun colluding. They made a mockery out of Trump since the beginning. Why is that? Because we now know he was a threat to them. He was a threat to them and their agendas and who controls them. So, very interesting stuff. Very, very interesting stuff. Donald Trump's the real deal. He's the real deal. He knows what's going on. He knows what's up. He knows about the terrorism threats. That's why he wanted to ban the immigration, which is something he very well should be able to do. Any president should be able to cease immigration if there's the risk of terrorism to its citizens. My gosh. That's common sense. We don't want terrorism over here. Why would anybody oppose that? What the heck is wrong with you? I don't understand that. Good gosh. Unless you're some way and somehow possibly secretly allied with certain elements or groups. That could be in some way, but I don't know. Just anyhow, this was really the topic. So yeah, California just very upset they're losing Democrat voters, and you know, the Democrat Party is in shambles. They lost against Trump won against all odds. Democrats destroyed their party, relying upon illegal votes, illegal immigrants, pandering to them, pandering to the refugees, flooding the country with refugees. Hillary, whatever she was intending to do with however many times more, 500% or whatever it was, that was to secure themselves, to secure the votes. That's just only one element of the whole onion layer, of all these New World Order elements, so of what they're up to. So just crazy, absolutely crazy. But they're losing votes. California's upset as heck. They're not happy that Trump's trying to fix things. They are illegals, mainstream media. Get the heck over it. Jeez. All right, enough ranting. So anyhow, thank you very much